Hey guys, this is Peter with Warm Water Addicts. I got a new fly for you. It's called well, you guys probably already know it, but it's the CTL. Crap ton of legs. I've been using this carp fly for years now. It's been the most effective carp fly. In my experience, I've probably caught 90% of my fish on the CTL or the freshwater flats fly. But mainly the CTL is kind of my go-to. So here it is. Now you might notice, instead of a dubbing head, I have an epoxy head on there now. I like it a lot. I'm kind of messing around with the epoxies. It's kind of like the bonefish better in the fact that it had the epoxy head. So I've already attached the lead eyes. And we're going to do the epoxy last. I'm trying to work with it and seeing if I do it first, if it will cure in time and do what I want it to do. But anyway, so we're just gonna tie the freshwater or the crab tunnel legs. If you guys don't know this fly already, it's pretty simple. You're gonna tie in your tail. It's gonna have 4 legs. You're gonna make these pretty long so the carp can see them. You're going to tie in another 4 legs on the bottom. Just like that. Then you're going to tie in 8 legs. So I usually use 2 full legs and fold them in half and then tie them in. Try to hold on to your legs as long as you can, because if you let them go, it's hard to get them all back. Well, you can get them back. It's just a hassle trying to figure out which ones are which. Alrighty, so then you're going to tie in some soft tackle here. So in order to keep the epoxy from getting on all the soft tackle fibers, you really got to be careful. Tie them down, tie them back, kind of like that. So now you got all this space. You can just trim that little farkle here. So you got all this space now. You really got to be careful. Even with all this space, your epoxy is going to want to kind of move back. So what I'll probably do is I'll show you how I put on the epoxy, and then what I'll do is stop the camera, and then when it's done, I'll show you the fly. So here's kind of how I mix the epoxy. I got just a cheap dish. Squirt just a little epoxy in there. You don't want a lot unless you're doing you want to usually use a very small amount of epoxy because this stuff hardens really quick. So just a dab, just like that. That's actually probably worth 2 or 3 of these flies. Just use a toothpick, swirl it around, pick it up. Start just putting some epoxy on there. You're going to want to put on enough to make a base. And you're going to flip it to this side. And while this stuff cures, it's going to want to move. So what I found, especially with the rotating vise, what you can do is keep it from curing the wrong way. I got the shape I want right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spin it and keep that glue from going. So I'll be right back with the finished product. Hey guys, we're back. So that epoxy dried, at least to the point where we can color it. Just a Sharpie, really nothing fancy here. And you're going to color it out. And we're done. Alrighty, there is your CTL with the epoxy head. It's a pretty easy fly to make. Good job. Deuces.